Welcome back to Morning Live for the Sports Desk. My name is Vusiwe Ngcobo. Now, this weekend we'll see arguably the biggest soccer match on the local football calendar when Orlando Pirates play host to arch rivals and bitter enemies Kaizer Chiefs in front of a packed and sold-out FNB Stadium. To help us look at the fixture, we've roped in a gentleman who has played in many of these important matches. Now, we did have two lined up, but unfortunately unable to get a hold of one of the gentlemen here this morning. But it's a good morning to Doctor Theophilus Khumalo. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports on Morning Live.
Good morning to you and the viewers.
Dr. Khumalo, let's start with the team that you should have played for, except for the fact that we saw Mr. Junior making all the right moves at the right times. Over there. Let's talk about Orlando Pirates. It hasn't been the season that we all thought they would have. We thought it would be very difficult for them, but we see them now. They enter one final, they're empty 8. They're sitting number 4 on the log. And when Coach Jose Riviera came in, there were just a lot of questions. But let's talk about how they've been able to do in terms of their defense, their transitional play, as well as the individual brilliance we've seen.
Yeah, well, firstly, I'll have to congratulate the technical team of Pirates, and it boils down to Faglu, David Mandla, and the previous coaches, because to get the team to be where it is today, it doesn't take 4 months or 3 months. So I think most of the work was done by one of the assistant coaches, Mandla Ngazi, but also the brilliancy of acquiring brilliant players that suits the style of Amapagania. And if you were to ask me 2 weeks ago, in this derby, who was going to be danger man for Pirates, I wouldn't have told you. But today, you know, 2 players are making a difference at Orlando Pirates. Kemet Erasmus and Salim, yes. So this is the Pirates that I used to watch years back. This is the Pirates that is actually on song. This is the Pirates that gave a young novice player, nobody knew about him, nobody expected him to be doing that. And for a player of that caliber, I'm talking about Saleh, to have excelled in a big temperamental game, ending a Sundowns, that means the boy has a brighter future. And I have no doubt I'm one of his fans, because I like a player that is like has courage, a player that has confidence, a player that can carry a team by himself. And if you have that kind of a player with Pirates and Chiefs or Sundowns, believe it or not, you have a gem. And I'm not too sure how will this player be contained tomorrow, but I'm not taking anything away from Coach Arthur Zwane.
And as you speak about Coach Arthur Zwane, let's talk about Amakosi, the team that we've seen this season. They're currently sitting number 5th on the log. But when you look at the team, it's just been elementary mistakes being made, not capitalizing on opportunities, and really just things not coming together in terms of consistency from the side.
Well, in a lame language, what we dub as a footballing coaching language, we say footballing problems. They will always arise when you try to have a combinational play, or try to mix and take out certain players, put in certain players, because you're not too sure which combination actually is the best for you. And the only problem that is out there that I personally have observed or analyzed, it's definitely the defensive way, because they seem to have probably used 3 goalkeepers within 6 games. But I understand, because I think Itu had a niggling injury. But now when you look at holistically about this team, Kaizer Chiefs, I would like to say, we shouldn't be putting much pressure on Arthur, because at the moment he's doing partly of what is expected out of a Kaizer Chiefs coach. And this is where now we tell ourselves as Kaizer Chiefs to say, let's build our own. Because if you look at on the other side in Pretoria, Pito had games and they fumbled for plus or minus 3 years. And he got it right eventually. And this is what Arthur is going through. The unfortunate part with Arthur, he can tell, but he can't go and implement on the field. Players need to come to the party. They need to understand what does it mean to play for Kaizer Chiefs. If Orlando Pirates can find a Saleng, there are so many players that are there, Kaizer Chiefs, that can probably do twice or double what Saleng is doing, but they're not coming to the party.
So the issue for you at Chiefs right now, Doctor, is that the players are not coming to the party. Let's talk about the derby on Saturday. There's so much pressure and expectation, particularly from a fan point of view. You talk about players that are not coming to the party. How do they now deal with that pressure and expectation going into a game of this magnitude?
My advice to them, if you want to make it, or if you want to not to make it, because the derby makes you or breaks you. This is the only opportunity, because all the greats that played for Kaizer Chiefs, the derby is the one that they excel in. And now this is time for them to raise their hands to say, we want to put a smile on those supporters' faces. Irrespective of the results, but the derby doesn't mean that if you beat Sundowns 3-0 or you won against Amazulu 4-0 or you drew, you are guaranteed a win. So anything can go by, because this is something else. The derby is something else. And I hope and wish that the technical team and everybody that is out there, Kaizer Chiefs, will escalate the message. And probably for those who will be playing the derby for the first time, it will make you or it will break you. So I just want to wish them all the best of luck. Yes, Pirates is on song at the moment, but I wish I could borrow them my heart. But unfortunately, I can't.
Borrow them your heart and borrow them your skills on the day as well. Let's, Doctor, as I wrap up with you, let's talk about permutations. How do you see this one playing out? You say that Pirates is on song at the moment, but you're hoping that Chiefs comes to the party. How do you see this derby playing out?
To be honest and precise, like I alluded to the fact that you can't probably review what transpired last week and probably bring into the derby. Look, Pirates are on the upper hand because of the performance and the players are doing the job. But at the end of the day, with Chiefs not struggling but trying to find their right footing, I'll probably go for a draw.
Oh, no, we want to see goals galore. Dr. Khumalo, thank you so much for your time this morning. Do have a blessed day and a blessed weekend ahead.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
That is Dr. Khumalo, 16V, talking all things the Soweto Derby. It will be going down tomorrow at the FNB Stadium.